This is a response to Jesus Freak latest video, questions and the YouTube blackout. And I'm hoping this will be a little bit of a civil discourse, I hope, between myself and Anthony. Point for point, I'm going to go through and talk about these. Firstly, his first point that he brings up is we are crying about censorship. Yeah, we are. We are quite annoyed by it. Now, personally, I am not annoyed by the censorship of the algorithmic demotion crap. Whoa, why? Because I'm not popular on YouTube. You know, my most popular video, Jesus Freak, is a response to you. So, obviously, I'm not a popular YouTuber. And I don't care really if I got demoted anyway, because if you watch my videos, I'm relatively swear-free. I'll throw in a couple of swear words in the heat of passion, but I'm relatively curse-free. My videos can usually be enjoyed by the YouTube 13 and up policy rule. So yeah, I still have a problem with it, even with the not swearing that much. Because of the fact that censorship is always a slippery slope to a government or private organization or anything even that has too much control. Think of YouTube as the government. Like a country. Think of YouTube as a country. I mean, you've compared to yards and whatnot. Consider it this. Essentially, it is YouTube censoring us. Is that like the higher up, Google is the government of YouTube, and YouTube is of course a fascist type government because they impose rules that if we break, we are silent. And I don't have a problem with this. They have rules. We break them, we get in trouble. That's fine, but the point of this is, censorship is not helpful. It isn't. Secondly, he said, it's fine for YouTube to censor because YouTube is a family place. No. YouTube is not a family place, or they would not have a 13 or older rule. Family means whole family, Jesus Freak. It does not mean all of the family so long as they are 13 or old. YouTube is not maybe... You know, you say it was designed to help share home videos. Well, when it was designed, a lot of people were probably still using videos with cassette tape, so that's really a moot point there. It's not a family place. 13 or older is not family. When you go to a PG-13 movie, that is not a family film. That is a teenager and up film. That is not, you could, and people do, but it's not advised that you bring your 8, 9, 7, 6, whatever age lower than 13 to a PG-13 movie. Why? Because PG-13 has swearing in it, sexual references, not a lot of sexual content, but a little bit. You know, there won't be a nip slip or anything, but that is what PG-13 is. That is what 13 and up means. That does not mean it's a family place. Let's see. Vulgarity. He talks about vulgarity being awful. No matter what, Jesus Freak, kids are going to hear vulgarity from their parents, they can hear it from their teachers. They'll hear it from just walking on the streets, restaurants, the store. You cannot protect kids from profanity. Ever. Deal with it. Protecting YouTube from one little thing on one website is not going to protect them. It's not. It's completely pointless to censor a website, because 13-year-olds can easily, and even younger, can easily access a porn website. Even if you have Net Nanny, they will be able to find that. They're going to be able to find a way, whether they go to a friend's house, or whether they just get dirty magazines or movies. Kids will find worse things than cursing, and there's no way we can prevent that. Unless, which you might be proposing, a complete draconian ban on all vulgarity, pornography, and all of that. That is not what America's about. I have been personally watching, and I started looking at dirty magazines since I was about 9 years old. 9 years old. And 9 or 8, I think. And I'm a perfectly good human being. I'm perfectly well. I do not do bad things to people. I'm relatively nice. I don't hurt people. I don't want to steal from people. I don't do things bad, even if they're going to bring me pleasure, if it's going to cause someone else distress. 13-year-olds can be as bad as, or worse than older people who swear. Yes, 13-year-olds, if you have talked to 13, they are horrid. They are terrible, terrible, terrible people. I don't know what's going on, if there's something in the water or something, but they are really bad. Now, does it have to do with all of this? I think it has to do with the more rules, because when you are a little less... Now, this is different, because there are a lot of people who have less rules and they are worse. I think it's about parents, though. It's not about YouTube or any of that. It's parents. Parents who can't keep an eye on their kids. I talked about this in my last video, which you probably didn't see because it wasn't a response to you, and it was vulgar. So I think it has to do with bad parenting. Parents need to be better. They need to keep better track of their kids. So that's what I think needs to be done. Atheist corruption. You think atheists are going on this website to specifically corrupt people? That's a laughable concept. Oh, and you bring up this, well, if someone were to say, you shouldn't have your sex with your girlfriend because God doesn't want you to. You know what, Jesus freak? This is a really crappy thing to say. Abstinence should not be because you don't want to offend God. Abstinence should be because you don't want to get a girl pregnant. You don't want to get an STD. You want to save your special moment for marriage because you think it would be better. Not because the big sky daddy says it's bad. First of all, in the Bible, God says you can rape a girl and then she has to marry you. Obviously, premarital sex wasn't a big deal to God. Abstinence fails a lot because of the fact that it's forced down people's throats, and that just makes them want to do it. It's just like looking at a button and it's saying, do not press. What do you want to do? You want to press the freaking button. So saying abstinence has to be the way because God says it's the way, no. Don't do this propaganda. I see it in my gym class because it's also a health class. Anyway, and it has propaganda. 100 reasons not to have sex. When you have sex, you will start feeling, and it only lists the bad things. It doesn't say the good things. Propaganda is bad. You know who used propaganda a lot? Every politician. Hitler, all of them. Stalin. This whole atheist teachings. Atheists don't have teachings. What do you not get about this, Jesus freak? Atheism is not a philosophy. It's simply not having the belief in God. Okay? Buddhism is a philosophy. Christianity is a philosophy. Atheism is not a philosophy. There is nothing more than you don't believe in God. You can be an atheist and believe in karma and believe that if you do bad things will happen to you. You can be an atheist and believe in an afterlife. You can be an atheist and believe in ghosts. You can be an atheist and believe whatever you want other than God existing. Anything. Okay? That's all it is. That's all atheism is. That's all being an atheist is, Jesus freak. What do you not get? How many times have you been told this? Come on, you're smarter than this. Anyway, this whole you can't be good without God. Do I really need to go into this? I am an atheist, and I am a good person. Listen, this is my moral. If what you are doing does not hurt someone, then it's fine. I mean, unless they want to be hurt. If there's like sadism, masochism, whatever, BDSM, do it. Because it's not hurting anyone who doesn't want to be harmed. And what do I mean by harmed? I mean harmed in 4 possible ways, which I think covers it all. Emotionally, mentally, physically, or monetarily. No stealing. So if you hurt anyone in any of those 4 ways and they don't want to be harmed, you are being an evil person. You are doing a bad deed. Don't do that. Oh, and atheism is all about pleasure. Again, Jesus freak, atheism is not a philosophy. No. Now, if you want to say something that is a philosophy that is all about pleasure, Satanism. LaVeyan Satanism is all about pleasure. It's all about doing what makes you feel good. Indulgence instead of abstinence. I studied it for a bit. I professed it for a bit, but then I decided, not for me. Satanism also is a philosophy. So basically, this is my civil discourse with you, Jesus freak. I would like to talk to you because for some strange reason, I don't agree with pretty much anything you say, but I can't dislike you, Jesus freak. I just can't. You seem a very likable guy. You seem like someone who would be nice to hang out with, talk, you know, when I'm older, possibly have a drink with, but I don't plan to drink or smoke. What? An atheist who doesn't plan to do bad things like smoke and drink? What the crap is going on there? That's probably going to be unpleasant. Anyway, yeah. So, you know, peace. And censor Christian. God bless you.